Wednesday morning, and today's topic is about saturating industries. And what I mean by saturating industries is looking at what's in the media at the moment, or what's trending when it comes to inherent animal cruelty and industries that use and abuse animals, and seeing if there's a way that you can supply some more information and the truth about those industries at the time that they've already got a spotlight on them. So using some examples, obviously throughout the year we have certain events that are a good time to highlight animal cruelty. We've just recently had Thanksgiving in the USA, and obviously a great time to highlight the breeding and production and slaughter of millions of turkeys. I guess another industry would be in Australia. Just recently we had done some fantastic work surrounding greyhound racing and banning greyhound racing in New South Wales, and it was backed by the local MPs, but unfortunately they did a backflip on that ban. So it's obviously a good time to keep riding the coattails of media when things like that happen, and not give up on your campaigns as well. So I guess the best example that I can use in regards to saturating industries and how to do it well is an example that happened here in Australia earlier this year surrounding the dairy industry. So the dairy industry is obviously the most horrific industry that plagues this planet, the most unnecessary industry to plague this planet. Thousands, millions of mothers and their babies are held hostage and continuously used in this ridiculously cruel industry. So earlier this year, the media put out a call to Australians because the dairy farmers were crying poor. They showed footage of farmers around Australia dumping hundreds of thousands of litres of milk, an oversupply of milk, down drains, literally down drains. The footage is harrowing. What they didn't realise they were doing, though, was actually shining a spotlight on this cruel industry, and it was a great opportunity for animal rights groups to get on board and actually use the coattails and start exposing and bringing awareness to this cruel industry. So it was only a matter of putting together in front of our viewers and audience that these thousands of litres of milk that were thrown away, that had intended to be for human consumption, was in fact baby cow food. And where were those baby cows now that that milk had been thrown away? Why couldn't it just be used to feed those baby cows? So animal rights groups, all they had to do was bring awareness to bobby calves and the fate of these calves, and then obviously shine a spotlight that these cows are milked only because they endure pregnancies, because that's what produces milk, is a body going through the changes of carrying an infant. So it was really easy to shine that spotlight on this industry, and these farmers were crying poor and that they were going to get thrown off their land, and the media was saying, buy an extra litre of milk this week, buy some more cheese, what about some more chocolate? But then what they forgot to look into was the reasons behind people ceasing consuming so much dairy as they had done previously. There's so many milk substitutes, there's so many substitutes now for dairy that people are not buying that anymore. Dairy hurts my stomach. I get like really bad cramps when I have a glass of milk. I can't drink an iced coffee anymore. It hurts my stomach. Or I fart all day. Like, run to the bathroom, hide my farts all day. Who wants to live like that? Who wants to go on a date and be fluffing the whole time? People don't consume dairy anymore because it doesn't agree with them. They are not a baby cow. So we were able to highlight, those pros as well to ditching dairy. And what we found is it was such an effective saturation of that industry that I believe it's actually started to cripple that industry quite a bit. And if you live in Australia, you'll probably notice that there hasn't been any milk ads like there used to be. Oh, good old A2, we've changed the formula to milk again. So you can not have the bad cramps because you're not a baby cow. They don't exist on our televisions like they used to, and that's because the industry has gone underground. If they go invisible, people forget because it's only what's put in front of people's eyes that people remember, or it brings awareness, or incites discussion. So it's important to continually saturate these industries, especially when they are at their most vulnerable. Get in touch with your local animal liberation for dairy campaigns at the moment, because they're all on board. Definitely in Australia, it's something that's getting a lot of exposure, and campaigns are ramping right up. If maybe there's other industries that are happening in your state, get on board those. It could be greyhound racing, it could be the jumps racing here in South Australia. It could be highlighting seafood at Christmas. A lot of people like their prawns and they like to eat seafood. So why not look at exposing or saturating those industries at the time that it will be most effective? This is a really easy form of activism. Something you can do literally on your butt at home behind your computer instead of watching another episode of Sons of Anarchy, which I'm still trying to catch up with. But we can't always get out to activism every weekend, and you want to do something. Saturating an industry is the way to go. If you've got any questions, please let me know, or share any industries that you believe are crippled at the moment in your town, in your state, and we'll get behind you. So keep being amazing and striving to be the best animal activist you can. You can do, even the smallest forms of activism through social media and conversations with family and friends. Keep being amazing. Peace, love, vegan.